Hello, it's Lolly. I'm back with a tutorial for my Fairy Traveler's Notebook, and this can be for anybody. It doesn't have to just be if you're making a traveler's notebook. And excuse me, I had made this flat pen to fit into a pocket. Now, it's not my original idea. I just saw one somewhere. I'm sorry. I think, oh goodness, was it on Instagram? I don't know where I saw it. So I can't take credit for coming up with the idea. I do know that the one I saw was using washi tape, and I'm using cardstock, and I decided not to even bother looking at tutorials because one of my favorite things is to figure out how to do things and how to make. So this is what I did. This is the Graphic 45 Fairy Dust collection, and there are strips of paper in here, decorative strips, and so I have cut them out, and I figured about an inch wide. There's no hard rules to this. So this one, like I said, is about an inch wide. And so all I did was cut another strip and fold it in half. This is a 12-inch wide strip. I didn't even bother scoring it. That's it. Okay. And then all I needed to do, first of all, is obviously I need a pen ink to go in here. Now, the kind of inks you need to be looking for, I have one right here. This is not the kind you need, because when you take this apart, and I see if I can show you. Okay. When you take it apart, this part is stuck. This part here, right here, this black part, it's too fat for what I want. I want just a narrow and low profile ink. And so these ones work well, and these are the Pentel RSVPs. And so you can unscrew that and pull that out and see how that's a nice, real narrow profile on that one. And each one has a different length. This one is pretty tall. The one I have, the ink only goes to about there, and that was from a cheapo click pen that I had. Here's another one, and this one is a profile Pentel, no, Papermate profile, and it is a, oh, not a ballpoint. What do you call that? Oh goodness, I'm going to write that when I figure, I'll get that figured out, and I'll put it in my, oh my goodness, in my information. So you can see this one is shorter. Okay. And so anyway, they're really handy because you can stick these in a notebook, just in a pocket, because look at that. Now, I have to say, though, it depends on how you hold your pen. I have to thank my elementary school teachers, and then when I homeschooled as well, that we were taught to hold a pen was like this. Now, if you're one that gets a grip on your pen like this when you write and your knuckles turn white, it's going to be hard because this can get pretty floppy. So it's just fine for me, and I think it writes well. I added this at the top because I wanted to be able to pull it out of the pocket easily. Now you can see this one is a little tall, but it would still be just enough room here to have the pocket, or, not the pocket, the hole. I don't have to have a hole there. I could also trim off part of this as long as I'm not trimming off this liquid right here. But I think I'll just leave that this time, and I'll show you why. So what I did was I took this 1-inch wide tape, and I just ran it through there and give that a good burnish. And then I just kind of eyeballed it as to where the center is on this. Oops. You want the ink, this is really sticky, so be careful. You want the ink sticking out. Now the other thing is, when I fold this over, it will stick, but I wanted a little bit of sticky right over where this goes. So I added a little bit of tape on this side, right in the center where the ink cartridge itself is going to be, and I totally missed the center there. Yeah, wow. Okay, let's try that again. I want to get this right over the center, so let's get it a little better than the first try. Let's do that. Okay, that's what you get on video, right? Okay, then all I have to do is fold it over. And as you're doing that, you see there's a gap here, right? But then you just take it and smush it down around that. and shape it around the ink, which means that your top layer is going to be a little narrower than your bottom layer. So, assuming this is still my top, I'm just trimming that off a little bit. And there we go. Now the next thing is, you see I did this at a point because I think it's prettier to have it as a point. And I just turned it over. And what you could do is measure if you want to be really particular. And let me find a pencil. So this one I had measured 1.5, nope, excuse me, that's from the point. 1.25 inches up from the paper here. So let's turn it over in the back. And that's pretty high. You don't have to do it up so high. You could probably do it 1 inch if you want. So I'm just marking it here. And I'm going to make a cut from my mark to the tip here, except I can't see my mark because this paper is so busy. There it is. Okay. There. Okay, that's it right there. It almost looks like a feather, which, if you think about it, could be a really cute thing to do here. If this was a solid cardstock, you could cut slits in it, but maybe before you glued it down, to look like a feather. That would be really interesting. The reason I said before you glue it down is I'd be afraid of cutting that ink as I cut into the paper. So that's 2 of them. Now this one, you see I did a hole and I found this little flower gel pen. The other one I was talking about was kind of a rollerball gel pen. So a flower eyelet. I'm having a hard time with my words today. But I think this time I'm going to do something different, especially since my ink goes really high in this one. And I did notice on the paper pad that there were these little squares here. And I'm wondering if they're a little too narrow for this. I was going to use those as a topper, but they're a little narrow. However, you could use one of these stickers. Oh, that button would be adorable. How cute is that? Ooh, I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Let me see. First of all, I want to see, my table's getting messy. Okay, this is 1.25 inches. I'm just thinking, okay, dangerous pastime thinking, huh? Oh, and this has holes in it, so I'm going to punch those out. And they stuck to the back, of course. I just thought this would be kind of cute if I could get that on there. Another thing I thought would be really adorable would be to put lace around the top here. Okay, now I'm going to put one on the back so it's balanced and I don't just have a sticker sticking out. Although if you didn't want to put a sticker on the back, you could just use baby powder on the back to de-stickify the sticker. Okay, so now we've got that little button thing there. Let's put a little bow or something in there. I think I might use this because look what kind of a state it's in here. Okay, while I'm doing this, oh, here, that wasn't too bad. Okay. And another thing I just thought about, what if I added a real button over that? Would that be, I don't like the black on that one. It's a cute button. I don't care for the black edges on it. Although, I just knocked the buttons over. That would be cute. I think it's too intense of a color for what I'm looking at, although there is teal in here. I actually kind of like this. Let's see if I can get this in here. Alrighty, let's kind of clean up a little bit. So we have these two here. Now another thing you can do is the washi. I don't have any washi that would look fairy style. However, I do have this, which is this mermaid washi. So if that was 12 inches, I don't think we have to have 12 inches. I think we just need to go bigger than the ink here. So let's just put that on there. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 4.5. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right about there. I'm going to give myself a little extra just in case. This is mermaid washi. Isn't that cute? I got this from Auntie Vera's Scrap and Craft when I was on her design team. And I have a hard time getting this down straight. I can tell. That's the one benefit of doing the cardstock. Even though it had tape on it, I was able to fold it exactly where I needed it. There we go. Okay, now I put this up a little too high, so I need to trim that off. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to measure this time. I'm just going to do that. So there's one with the washi on there, and you can see how easy that is. It is pretty quick. Now this is pretty slick, but you could still, you know, glue something on here. You can glue some, maybe some lace. I think, yes, I do. So this is not the right color. It was looking in the dark, and I thought that was going to work. So just some lace off the top. Eek. Like right there would be cute. Wrap that around just to give it a little difference on the top. I do like the fact that this one has the ribbon across the top that I can grab and pull it out of the pocket easier. But if you really want, if you have a really short pocket and a real low profile pocket, this is very helpful. And this is very waxy washi, so it's very slick. But still, how cute is that if you're doing like a mermaid journal? And there's the two for the fairy journal, and again they fit in those pockets so well. I think you're going to love these. There's one right there. Aren't those cute? Now you can see there's a pen loop here. That's another project I'm going to show you in another day, but right now these are very helpful, and it adds another little extra dimension to the top flare sticking out from the journal. So thank you for watching, and I hope that is very helpful.